we're starting this day off at the LEGO store because I want to pick up this set right here. It's the LEGO Art Mona Lisa. All right, now we have two epic LEGO art sets to build, the Mona Lisa and also Vincent van Gogh's Sunflowers. Those are gonna look great on the art wall. So we're gonna be revising that as well today. We've got to hang three other pieces of art: the Great Wave, the Milky Way, and also something a little bit different, Batman, Gotham City skyline. So yeah, we're gonna hang all those today after building these two sets. And I also want to improve the look of the HVAC unit. I tested something on my other channel that's Bricksie Talks with the base plates. I think it looks pretty sweet. It's gonna be a good solution for just covering up this metallic HVAC. So yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Also, something else I did is I removed all the boxes that were stacked in a pyramid right there, and we put all those boxes within the cubbies in this room. So it's good to get those off of there just because it didn't look too good. And I can't wait to fill this entire wall one day with all art. I don't think the pieces that we're gonna hang today are gonna fill the entire wall, but hey, it's a good start, that's for sure. And we're actually gonna start this video off by building the Mona Lisa. All right, the Mona Lisa, painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Fun fact about the set, he actually started painting it in 1503, and that's how many pieces are in this set. This is the coolest Lego frame in the world. Look at that. Look at all the gold elements. The texture of it. I mean, yeah, just the texture and the look of it. It just looks phenomenal. I hope you got my gold member reference there. Holy, that is unique, isn't it? All the gold elements. So cool. One instruction manual, and the next thing we're going to do is actually start building some more panels, inserting them into the frame, and then we're going to construct Mona Lisa on those panels. Now the pieces are divided among 17 different bags or building stages. There's bag number 17, and the first 3 bags went toward the frame. You'll probably notice that I have a pad box sitting on my desk here. Yeah, I got a pad box while I was there because I recently expanded my crane, or just increased the height of it, and I didn't have any of these in yellow, and I saw them on the pad box. I was like, ooh, so I bought too many of them, but I can use them for mountain structures, and then I filled up the remaining space with these leaves. So after building the frame, of course, you build the painting. I've got to say, this thing looks way better in real life than the pictures depict it, because it doesn't have like that 3D effect. But in real life, you can see she's just popping off the canvas there, or popping off the Lego in this case. So you actually get an option. You can swap out the eyes so they're not there, the eyes that are following you. I like this though, like look at the background with all of the interesting tiles and studs, and the relief of it is just really cool. It's different than your average art piece, isn't it? And then you've got the 16 by 16 panels, that's what it's built on. And it's also built up around the back there as well with the supports too. So you've got a little bit of relief there. And then we've got all these Technic axles, and we're just going to put the frame on top, slide the axles into the axle holes on those 1x2 bricks along the entire perimeter. I foresee this being a very satisfying process. Just slapping that down and then going around and sliding in all the axles, locking it in place. Cool concept. I like that. That frame though is just a beauty. Like, wow, look at that. That is magnificent. Looks so much better in person, everybody. Like, seriously. That is so cool. I've never seen it in real life, but apparently it's smaller than you would think, but this is not like 1-to-1 scale. It is larger than the Lego set. So now that Mona Lisa is taken care of, we're gonna crack into Vincent van Gogh's Sunflowers. Now, is it Van Gogh or Van Gogh? We're saying Van Gogh because that's how they say it here in North America. Now, unfortunately, when I was pulling out the instruction manual, I accidentally ripped the cover right in half. Whoops. This one has 2,615 pieces, and we can see some large 16 by 16 plates in there. My wife and I are going to tackle this one as a couple. We're thinking one person can build the frame, one person can start building the sunflowers. I think it's going to be a great couple build, and we can't wait to get this built. and then hang all the art and also fix up that HVAC there too with those white base plates. It's gonna look way better. Man, we've been meaning to take care of this project for so long, and I'm excited that it's happening here today. Now, Jose, looks like our dreams of building this as a couple have been shattered. So LEGO sent us this set early to reveal and review. Thank you so much, LEGO, we appreciate it. But this set is a March 1st release, and it's not March 1st. So therefore the digital instructions aren't available online. So we have the one instruction manual. So I guess we're gonna take turns building it. But I don't think you wanna be on the ladder dealing with the HVAC, right, Jose? Okay, so I'll go deal with that. And then maybe once I'm done with that, I'll take over the build and you can start plotting out where some of this stuff is going to go on the wall. There we go. We'll split the roles up. So you'll build, I'll build, we'll all build. All good. The Vincent van Gogh set has 33 bags, and Mrs. Bricksie just cracked into bag 19. She is flying through this build. Granted, the bags are really small. Like there's barely any pieces in that bag, so no wonder why it's going so quick. But also you're a master builder, so that's awesome. We've got the frame, well, she's got the frame built, and she's starting to build the base layer for the canvas there. And then of course there's gonna be more like 3D art that goes on top of it, like the sunflowers and all that. And I'm working on this air duct project, which has been a little bit more challenging than I originally anticipated, just because the duct isn't perfectly flush. And there's the straps that bulge out a little bit on the front of it, and also the top of it bulges out a little bit as well. So it's causing the Lego to sort of separate, and it's causing me to not be able to have all of the panels connected together, the panels being base plates. And I don't really like the look of it from the top with these random 1x6x5 white panels between all of the seams in the base plates. But I do love the look of it from over here. I think that looks a lot better than a silver vent. I was discussing the mural in a previous video. I haven't decided if we're gonna get the mural painted all over here. I do agree with a lot of the comments stating that we could just paint the duct if we were to proceed with that. But I also do agree with a lot of comments that it wouldn't look very good to have the art on top of the mural, and if we eventually cover this whole area with art, well, it would take away from these awesome Lego sets. So I've been trying to work on a solution to tidy up the top there, and this is the solution that I came up with. Rather than doing the 1x6x5 panels sporadically, I'm trying to do a solid row of them, and those are all connected to the 2x plate that goes one stud off the base plate off the top of it, and these are all connected together. And then we also have the tiles connecting it. And then the panels are all connected by a brick on the back. And that's adding to the weight on the top. So it's preventing them from being pulled. See how it's like bulging a bit and it's pulling them down? Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. Of course, I could command strip all of these to the vent, and to secure them once I actually have it done, I'll probably add a few command strips as well. Somebody else did mention that what you should do is use all your spare melamine. Got some melamine right there, and there's also a bunch of spare pieces underneath the table. And I should cut strips of it and just lay it on top. I agree with that idea, and we could just lay it right on top of this, and that would secure it even further. I only have 5/8 melamine, which is pretty heavy, so if I were to run with that idea, I'd want to go get some 1/4" melamine, which is a lot lighter, and then we could just lay it on the top. And that would definitely clean up the whole look of this vent. But you can see, because there's the strapping and because it's not perfectly level, some of it is starting to like warp outward. That's why some of these have been beefed up to like 3 panels. And this is all like one solid unit. But I think if I go around and I make the consistent line all the way through, it might work. And if I throw a few light command strips here and there, I think it'll hold it all together. There's been a little bit of trial and error, and it's taken a little bit longer than I thought, because I thought I would just be able to go through and put them all together in one big row and I wouldn't have to reinforce it or anything, but turns out it's not the case. I've had multiple panels being multiple base plates fall to the ground and just smash everywhere. But I think I like the outcome of it, and I'm excited to get that done. So I'm going to continue while Jose probably builds that entire set, because this is going to take a long time. Voila! There we go, everybody. I did not anticipate this project to turn into one of my strangest LEGO creations. It wasn't as simple as just putting base plates on the cold air return there, but it's pretty much seamless. They're all attached. They're not going nowhere, and I had to do some interesting things to make it look good from the top. It's consistent all the way along, and I'm very thankful that I had enough of those panels to put them all the way along. I had no idea I had that many panels, but if those panels could talk, they could tell you a very interesting story, because they have been part of mountains, they have been part of skyscrapers, they have been part of so many different things, and I'm glad that I had them in the parts inventory today, because now they're part of a cold air return covering. So yeah, those panels run all the way along the top. There's still a few seams based on where those connecting pieces are, and also there's different height drops as well. For example, this vent over here, that section, is actually 2 studs taller than this section of vent. But how did I secure them? Well, I just used a little bit of packing tape. Why not? I just put a piece of packing tape there, a piece of packing tape there, and over there, and over there, and over there, just to make sure that these things don't come crashing down to the ground, because I wouldn't like that, and I don't want to start building these weird supports that go all the way over here when I could just have it consistent like that all the way along. So this is one of those weird straps, but I wanted this consistent panel look to be all the way along, so all I did was created these like filler pieces that are 7 studs by however many studs they need to be to fill in these little gaps. I didn't put the panel here because this is actually a little bit higher, so it actually goes down a little bit. If I put a panel there, then it sort of makes this all weird. So I was able just to cover that up using these plate and tile panels, but they're not perfect. Like, it's weird because it's sitting on this big piece that bumps up, but it does the job. So there's actually a bunch of those all the way along. For example, right there and right there. And from afar, you can't even really tell that they are just like filler pieces. So that worked out. And then I filled in this corner. Maybe I could go, I guess, 1 more stud. Fill this in, make it a right angle. Probably do that, I guess. This piece is just like preventing this piece from moving out. And then we have the height difference right here. So I put these 3x3 plates coming down, and they just extend off 2 studs. And then there's a wedge plate, and then it's 2x plate all the way along. So we can sort of blend in the height difference on the bottom. And then up top here, I just built this little curved slope. And that just sits like that to try and blend that in as well, just to make it look a little bit better, right? Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. At first I was like, ooh, this isn't working out very well here. I don't know about this project. But then we figured it out. And I like the outcome. There we go, I fixed that up. That's the 1 additional stud there. Now there is the ends. Of course, these base plates don't go end to end. So I've got this little sliver here. I guess I could use a half base plate. That's just under a half base plate. This end I'm not too worried about. There's another little sliver right here. So I guess what I could do is just butcher a white base plate and get the exact stud dimension for there and the exact stud dimension for over there. And then put 1 there as well. An extremist would put 2 here and cut out a hole for the humidity gauge there, whatever it's called. Maybe I should do that too. I did what had to be done. It had to go to the end, didn't it? So I only had to cut up 1 base plate. So I'm thankful for that. I didn't want to cut up more than 1 base plate. And it worked out quite well because it goes to that end over there, and it also goes to this end right here. And then what I did was actually cut the remainder of that base plate in half and created these 2 little panels. And I attached it to this 32x32. And if I come up here, should be just perfect. that, have it extend out a bit, because this bows outward a bit because the screws. And then that should sit just like so. It's a bit weird because the vent's weird. That's where packing tape will come in a little bit handy there, just because this is like coming up. But there we go. And the little bits that I cut go right over top of the whatever little thermostat thing there. It doesn't go right to the end. I could make it perfect by cutting another base plate, but I don't think it's worth it. I think that is just perfect. One little piece of packing tape, and then I can consider this project done. Yes! It feels so good. It took a long time. I wonder how Mrs. Bricksie's doing here. She's probably almost done building this set. I got my exercise today, going up and down the ladder and up and down the stairs for parts. Holy cow. I am like sweating here and out of breath. Looks like she has about 3 more bags. Slowing down a little bit because these are a lot more sophisticated than just laying plates down on 16 by 16, sorry, tiles down on 16 by 16 plates. The sunflowers are pretty cool. They're all unique. There's no like build 2 of this. No, so it's a one-person thing. Okay, well, good job. I can't wait to show you what I did down there. It's pretty slick.
All right, I'm finished. This was a super cool build, I must say, because you build in layers. So you start with the background and then build it up. There's probably like 3-4 layers that you build, but also like just look at all that height. This was super, super cool. Also, like you can see kind of that underlying blue there. Also print tile for the signature. Lots of really cool part usage, lots of connectors in the sunflowers there. A whole, like, obviously a lot of repetition because look at all of that. Yep, lots of repetition. But like these ones specifically were really cool to build. This one, I think I just built that like pretty much directly on to the picture, whereas this one was installed later. Yeah, lots of kind of different techniques for building some of them. These ones obviously were pretty similar. Lots of cool part usage. There's lots of these like these wedge pieces. Lots of like the triangular tiles. Also this kind of, it looks like a curved slope, but it's a tile. That piece. It was a very cool build. I'm really enjoying this kind of art, like this and the Starry Night, as well as, you know, all the ones that we're talking about here. Like this kind of new style of Lego art is really impressive. It makes for a very cool, interesting build. Obviously very different than the like dot art that we were used to in the beginning. So hoping to see a lot more like this, because this was very fun and cool build. So I heard Jordan hanging something downstairs, so let's go see what he was doing down there. Looks like he's getting all the command strips ready, because that's how we hang our art up in here. Hey, got Mona Lisa ready. 3 points. Great wave.
Getting ready to do the galaxy.
Galaxy. And what were you hanging?
This is actually super convenient because these can be removed to reveal the screw points. Sorry, I'm not wearing my mic, but yeah. See that?
So we are using command strips for all except for this one. So we screwed that one into the wall. Looks good there. Let's get this one hung somewhere.
So we have decided that when LEGO releases more 3D art, these here, that being the old stud art that I guarantee they're not going to do any more of, will most likely be moved up top, because we think the stud art can be seen from afar and sort of appreciated from afar. So if we ever need to make more space for 3D art that uses like more sophisticated building techniques and more interesting pieces, we may as well migrate these up top because they can be appreciated from afar. And this will leave this space for more 3D art. The world map will probably stay here though, just because it fits so perfectly, and we've got the postcards above. Is there one more postcard that we need? This would be nice to fill that gap. Then of course we've got our superheroes. I was thinking about putting the Great Wave down below, but we actually found a better home for it. In fact, all of the art that we built over the last little while here fit on this wall. So we have the Mona Lisa, Vincent van Gogh's Sunflowers, the Great Wave, famous art pieces, then of course our galaxy, and then the most famous art piece of all, Batman. Yeah, it fits perfect, but it is sort of all the 3D stuff together, because we've got this section of 3D stuff, and then there's the other 3D stuff over there, so we think it works really well. And when you come back like here, and you look that way, we think it's just like the full package. It looks good. But you can see what I mean about bringing those stud arts up top there maybe when we get more 3D stuff. And look at that, you don't see the vent anymore either. So really happy that we were able to upgrade our art wall here in the studio. Man, that was a great day. Been meaning to do this for quite some time, but really happy that we were able to do it today, that's for sure. So thank you so much for coming on by. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. And thank you so much, Mrs. Bricksie, for building the sunflowers. I wanted to build that one, but hey, I took care of something else. All right, farewell.